Could we shift to the rollout of CLTS around the world? You've done this now in dozens of countries and in all continents all over the world. What kind of cultural differences have you found in different countries in terms of different ways of rolling out CLTS? Is it the same everywhere, or you found
No,
different?
no. It's very, very interesting question. It's hugely. I started educating myself. I thought the phenomenon of open defecation is probably it's a phenomenon of the subcontinent. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal. These areas. But gradually, when CLTS started spreading out, then I found, oh my God, it's everywhere. In the continent of Africa and Latin America, in many places, and definitely, this has got its link with the cultural, taboo and a lot of other things. But almost everywhere, this is a question, which is not discussed. We're not supposed to discuss in public or openly. It's something. Let's not discuss about it. Or let's not go and see this. So it remained, behind the screen. CLTS brought it, in up front and everybody discussing openly. But the moment you talk, you say, excreta or feces or, all this stool and all kind of things. People think, oh, it's another, health lecture. But shit. So people wake up, there's something serious going on. What is it? So the first cultural thing is that one, that breaking the taboo amongst the, the professionals. But then, in different use of toilet, huge differences, the cultural differences. I remember in countries in Africa, even in Kenya also, the myth, there was a kind of an understanding in some areas of Kenya among some tribes that a pregnant woman should not use a pit latrine because she might abort, a kind of a thing and a concept, But when CLTS came, people started sorting it out. They said, no. It is even worse to defecate here and there, and your child in your, in your belly is also will be contaminated, and you will suffer. Cleanliness. It came. Then I remember that was in where was that? In Madagascar. The people, Sakalava, a tribe in Madagascar, a community, which is in the northwest of Madagascar island. The largest, the community of the ethnic group, Sakalava. Their belief was that when our people, ancestors, they all live on the ground, they die, we bury them. We cannot dig a hole and shit there. We can't just do that, It was completely not acceptable. So then everybody said, Kamal, CLTS is not going to work there, I said, okay, let's try and see. And we went there. Perfect triggering. People said, we will dig and we'll start it. And then this opposition came from some, section of the community. Then Sakalava king came in the picture, the king of Sakalava, and then there was a whole discussion and everything. He said, this is perfectly all right. And he explained, that nowhere it is written that you defecate anywhere and everywhere and kill your kids, for diarrhea, this and that. It's not that. And he explained and he signed that it is possible. And then Sakalava in Madagascar is one of the best, the tribes to adopt CLTS. All over the country they live. And then it's in Madagascar in different places. So different kinds of cultures and taboo. And again, probably I saw in Liberia or Sierra Leone, where, people, suppose you have an orchard or a good, a plot of good vegetables and all that. People might steal, So from there, all the time you're not guarding. So culturally, they put a kind of a weird-looking, a ardent pot, or something like a ghost-looking structure that stands on the crop field. And they do some, some kind of prayer, some rituals, of traditional rituals, knowing that if you enter that one, in that place, and the orchard, then this ghost is going to chase you. And then you are going to suffer from a very severe disease or something like that. So I knew it, but when we triggered in that village, next morning, the first thing people did, brought that structure, put it on the defecation area, and nobody would go there because that's it. In order to encourage people to have your own toilet, don't come to these places, and nobody came. Many people, they were so scared to come and defecate there, so they started using it. So using it for in favor of bringing that collective behavior change by breaking the taboo and the myth and kind of things, explaining them by the community, not outsiders, and also using some of the taboo to discourage open defecation. Both sides.
But you haven't found places where the taboo actually prevented you from rolling out CLTS. You just had to be sensitive to the local.
Yeah. No, I never. I mean, when I try to imagine, it never ever happened anywhere. I mean, from Asia, Africa, Latin America, nowhere it stopped CLTS. That because of the taboo, we are not going to do this. They did it, but initially, everyone from the local area, they were skeptic. They thought that Kamal, it's not going to work. I said, okay.
You mean the professionals or the people?
Professionals. And I said, look, remember, it's a learning exercise. If we went to a village and we found that because of their own traditional practice or taboo or cultural something belief, people want to continue to defecate in the open, that would be our learning. Let's go and learn that. What is there? So at least we will get one village where people continue to defecate everywhere and eat each other's shit because of the taboo prevents them. It never know where it happened. Everywhere. But the most important point that we must not and we should not try to break that taboo. Allow them to handle it and allow them to discuss. And everywhere they sorted it out, and their traditional leaders, natural leaders, and the local priests, they sorted it out. As I said, Sakala was king. And it moved.